The Black Shark 3 is an impressive gaming smartphone and it is affordable too at only 2,799 ringgit. But can it go up against a proper flagship such as the OnePlus 8 Pro, which is one of the best premium smartphones around? But for 3,699 ringgit, is that too much to spend on a premium phone? Or is a phone like the Black Shark 3 good enough? Well, let's compare the two and find out. In terms of design, the Black Shark 3 is thicker and more ruggedly built. This is of course done on purpose to give it that gaming flair. It also has an aluminium frame, edgy hexagonal modules, and RGB lighting on the logo. The OnePlus 8 Pro, however, has a more contemporary look, perhaps a little boring comparatively. The back panel also has a familiar vertical camera placement and overall clean minimalist look. But hey, it is thinner and fits better in the pockets compared to the Black Shark 3. The Black Shark 3 has a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus display with 90Hz refresh rate. The OnePlus 8 Pro, on the other hand, has a slightly larger 6.78-inch Quad HD display with 120Hz refresh rate. You start to see where your extra money is going on the OnePlus 8 Pro. Both displays are great for media consumption and have video motion smoothing as well. The Black Shark 3's notchless display allows you to watch videos without obstructions or losing extra screen real estate. But the OnePlus 8 Pro's 1440p 120Hz panel takes things to another level with a smoother scrolling experience. The sharper display is obvious when on web pages, but when watching videos, both phones are neck and neck. Both displays are great in this department. When it comes to audio, the Black Shark 3 has dual front-firing speakers which are loud and offers balanced audio. The highs are crisp as well. But on the OnePlus 8 Pro, the audio is actually a bit louder and it has heavier bass. But the problem is at max volume, it's not as balanced as the Black Shark 3 and it can crackle just a bit. For imaging, the Black Shark 3 has a 64MP triple camera setup, while the OnePlus 8 Pro has a 48MP quad camera set. With normal daytime shots, the Black Shark 3 gets the brighter images, but colors are oversaturated. The OnePlus 8 Pro is more natural, but can overexpose some areas like the sky. When it comes to high-res photography, the Black Shark 3's 64MP lens gets sharper images, obviously, but the OnePlus 8 Pro's 48MP camera doesn't fare too badly either. The 64MP shots gets more details in the leaves, but only slightly. On the ultra-wide camera, the Black Shark 3 covers more subject matter, but the edge distortion is more obvious. It's the exact opposite with the OnePlus 8 Pro, where it covers less subject matter, but also has less edge distortion. When it comes to zooming, the Black Shark 3's lack of a telephoto lens means that it can only zoom up to 5 times, but the OnePlus 8 Pro can zoom up to 30 times, but then again images get too pixelated at that point. Portrait shots on both phones are good with natural looking bokeh, but the OnePlus 8 Pro has the advantage here with an extra macro lens that works flawlessly. When it comes to selfies, the OnePlus 8 Pro took the brighter shot, but both images are at least sharp. When it comes to portrait selfies, the OnePlus 8 Pro was way too overexposed. The Black Shark 3 did do a better job, albeit with an unnatural bokeh effect. Do note that these pictures are all just point-and-shoot photos. At night, the Black Shark 3 surprisingly fared better than the OnePlus 8 Pro. Images are brighter on both regular mode and night mode. On top of that, pictures on the OnePlus 8 Pro has a yellowish tint when shot with night mode on. Videography is where the OnePlus 8 Pro clearly wins with better image stabilization at both 1080p 30fps and 4K 60fps. The Black Shark 3 does okay with stabilization turned on at 30 frames, but with the mode turned off on 60 frames, it really struggles. Under the hood, both phones come with a Snapdragon 865 chipset with 5G connectivity. The Black Shark 3 has 8GB of RAM, while the OnePlus 8 Pro has 12. When it comes to multitasking, there's no obvious difference between the two. The Black Shark 3 keeps up with the OnePlus 8 Pro with no problems. But it needs to be said that both models do come with 8GB and 12GB RAM models too. For storage, both models have up to 256GB variants as well with no expandable storage. When it comes to gaming, both phones run every game smoothly. There are also games that support high refresh rates that you can play on these displays, but the Black Shark 3 woos me over with its gaming features. If you're an FPS gamer, the Master Touch controls make aiming down sight and shooting easier. Then there's Shark Space that lets you fine-tune your game settings like display refresh rate, audio, and getting more performance with ludicrous mode. These are the reasons for getting the Black Shark 3. Does 120Hz display matter in gaming? Yes, if you're playing the games that support it, but compared to 90Hz, there really isn't much difference. What does make a difference is the higher resolution, but for gaming, I'd pick the Black Shark 3 for its useful gaming features. When it comes to battery life, the Black Shark 3 has a 4720 mAh battery, while the OnePlus 8 Pro has a 4510 mAh pack. Testing both on 60Hz at 1080p, the Black Shark 3 lasts about 10 hours with regular browsing and frequent gaming. The OnePlus 8 Pro lasted around the same time despite having a smaller battery. Do keep in mind that using either phone's high refresh rate modes will knock off some battery life. The Black Shark 3 model that we have here is the base variant, so it only supports 30 watts of wired fast charging, which is the same as the OnePlus 8 Pro, but the latter supports 30 watts of wireless charging too, but only with a proprietary charger that is sold separately. It takes about 45 minutes to fully charge both phones from 10%. The Black Shark 3 can also be charged with a magnetic charger, which gets wires out of the way when you're gaming. When it comes to software, the OnePlus 8 Pro's Oxygen OS is the clear winner here. It's snappy, well optimized, and is near stock Android. The Black Shark 3's Joy UI isn't bad, in fact it works just fine and is responsive too. But at its core, it's MIUI, and this version's edgier aesthetics may throw some people off. But hey, it's a gaming phone. The OnePlus 8 Pro has the signature alert slider which more phones should have, but it's really not that hard just to do it from your control center. The Black Shark 3, despite being nearly 1000 ringgit cheaper than the OnePlus 8 Pro, can go toe-to-toe with one of the best flagships of the year. It's able to be cheaper than its counterpart because it lacks certain premium features such as a punchier display with 1440p resolution and 120Hz refresh rate. These are the premium features that added to the overall experience of using the OnePlus 8 Pro, and the phone's Oxygen OS is one of the best softwares I've used in a while. That's one thing that the Black Shark 3 really misses out. So is 1000 ringgit a reasonable premium to pay over the Black Shark 3? Surprisingly, not really, because the Black Shark 3 is a very capable device that takes good photos, has impressive battery life, and offers great content consumption, all while being a gaming smartphone. But that's my experience with the Black Shark 3 and the OnePlus 8 Pro. Let us know down in the comment section below, would you buy something in the similar price range as a Black Shark 3, or would you just go all out and splurge on a premium smartphone such as the OnePlus 8 Pro? Remember to like, subscribe, and this is Victor signing off. Bye bye.